Just arriving at the Brandywell Stadium for Derry City versus Shamrock Rovers in a crunch clash at the top of the table. Can Derry get a big one over last year's champions? Let's go and talk to some fans and see what they think. Season's champions. We've got Jack from Derry, and he's brought his friend all the way from Australia. What's it like to be at the Brandywell for the first time?
Should be pretty good. Hopefully see Derry win.
Do you know anything about Derry City or the players? Or?
I'm born here, but I don't really know much about the team.
So looking forward to the game. What about you, Jack? Do you come often?
Yeah, I have season tickets this season, and every season, 3 seasons before, 3 in a row.
And what have you thought of the season so far?
Good. Derry should be winning a few more games. Hopefully they won tonight.
They won tonight. Boys, score predictions for tonight's game?
I'll go 2-1 Derry.
3-1 Derry.
I'm here with Dara, big Derry City fan, ahead of tonight's game against Shamrock Rovers. It's a huge game. How are we feeling ahead of it?
Good. That should be a good game.
We've got some really good attacking players, like Patchen, Duffy, McMullen. Do you think them? What do you think of them three? You have a favourite? Who's your favourite player this season so far?
Probably McMullen.
McMullen. And what's your score prediction for tonight's game, Dara?
2-1 to Derry.
I'm here at the Brandywell Stadium ahead of Derry City's game against Shamrock Rovers, last year's champions. Ben's travelled all the way from Dublin, supporting his local team away from home. What do you think of Brandywell? It's always a big game up here.
Big game, yeah. In the last couple of years, anyways, it seems to be like either the top 2 or one of the top 3 playing each other. It's always tough up here, especially with the Astro. And the home fans always get up for we travel well and stuff. So. Yeah, 100%. It's a nice ground. Obviously, it'd be a shame that they're playing on the Astro still. Hopefully, they get onto the grass soon enough. But a lovely stadium.
Yeah, Shamrock Rovers a wee bit of a slow start to the season, but they have gradually picked up. And I think there's that sort of feeling amongst a lot of Derry City fans that Shamrock Rovers are very much still a team to beat, even though Shelbourne's at the top. Is that the confidence that you would have as Shamrock Rovers fans, that you're still very much the favourites?
100%, yeah. Like if you look at our squad on paper, like when everyone's back fit, obviously we had a lot of injuries to start the season, and that's why we've dropped points. And we've been slow in times, but when we have everyone back fit, like we're definitely the best team in the country, and we've proved that the last couple of years. We won the cup, and then we've won 4 in a row and done well in Europe, so it stands. But yeah, at the minute, Derry slow enough start. Like Shells are on the way, but I still think Shells will drop off. Rovers is still probably the team to beat in the league. Everyone, when we go away with Rovers, it seems to be everyone's up for Rovers. Rovers is everyone's big game of the year, so yeah, we love it, yeah.
Your score prediction for tonight's game, and will it be 5 in a row?
It will be 5 in a row. It won't be as easy as the last couple of years. I'm going to go with 1-1 tonight. I'll take a draw. Beat Shells on Monday. We're back in the title race.
Thanks very much, Ben.
No matter.
Donald and Jamie are here and ready for the game. Donald, how do you think Derry have been doing so far this season? Second in the league and only 5 points behind Shelbourne.
Well, they're doing well this season. With second, it's been a good place to be and a good position early on in the season to make a push towards Shelbourne.
Stuff. Jamie, good comments there from Donald so far. Rory Higgins talked about getting some players back from injury. The squad is slightly getting stronger. Patrick Hubin returns to the bench tonight. Do you think Derry's season, this is a big marker of these next 2 games, Friday, Monday, here against last year's champions and last year's cup winners?
It'll be great they won tonight. Get hoping on, hopefully, the second half. It'll be great they won tonight, because if they won this, it could be big to decide the league.
That's it. Boys, score predictions for tonight's game. I'll start with you, Jamie.
I'll go 2-1 Derry.
Donald?
I'll go to Seeds.
I think it'll be good.
So the teams have been announced here at the Brandywell Stadium for Derry City against Shamrock Rovers. A huge game at the top of the table. Last season's champions visiting the Brandywell, and this is always a big game. Derry 5 points behind Shelbourne currently, and this will be a big scalp if they could beat Shamrock Rovers here at home. It would put a real marker down. Despite Shelbourne being top of the table, everyone does believe that Shamrock Rovers are the team to beat. So what better way to prove you're real contenders, beating them here at home? We've seen the teams. Rory Higgins has gone with looks like a back 5, bit of a conservative approach, but maybe Shamrock Rovers deserve that because they are champions 4 times in a row. So it looks like Boyce at right wing back, Ben Doherty at left wing back, 3 centre backs, Conley, McJanet and Shane McElhinney, a midfield 2 of O'Reilly and Patchen, and a front 3 of McMullen, Duffy and Danny Mullen up top. Patrick Hubin returns to the bench. Diallo, unfortunately, I watched his fitness test, not fit enough to make the squad, but hopefully isn't too far away. I spoke to so many fans tonight so far, Derry City fans and Shamrock Rovers fans. It really feels like it's a big game here tonight. Let's hope Derry City can get the 3 points. Come on, Derry City. I'm here with a big Derry City fan, Gareth, ahead of tonight's game against Shamrock Rovers. Gareth, what do you think about tonight?
2-1 with it, 2-1.
Who are you hoping to see in the starting lineup? Duffy. He's been playing well. Derry, big game tonight against Shamrock Rovers. Team news any second. Let's hope for a good one. Gareth.
Come on, Derry.
Atmosphere building inside the Brandywell. I've got my 4 regulars back again. They're very excited. Derry City take on Shamrock Rovers. How do you think the season's going so far?
It's going very well. It's only Shelburne ahead of us by 5 points. I think we'll catch up easily.
What about you? I mean, you said at the start of the season you fancied Derry won the league. Do you still feel that way?
We're all doing alright against the easy teams. We're doing all bad. We're just playing Galway and losing them all that. Throwing against Shelburne.
Are you hoping for a wee bit better tonight?
Aye.
Big weekend. We've got Shamrock Rovers and Pats.
Aye.
Brody, what about you? You've been telling me 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. Would you take a 1-0 one tonight against Shamrock Rovers?
4-0.
You'll take a 4-0. What about you? What's the score prediction going to be?
2-1 Derry.
2-1. He's saying 4-0.
2-1. 1-0 Derry. Last minute winner. Pats Rovers. Come on, Derry!
Half time here at the Brandywell. Derry City 0, Shamrock Rovers 0. No goals, but it has been quite entertaining. Some of the first halves here this season haven't been that, but Derry started really well on the front foot, putting Rovers under pressure. Danny Mullen particularly up front, having a strong game. Had a goal disallowed for an offside. On first look, it did look offside. Obviously I haven't seen a replay, but he put it away well, and off a post. And he's also hit the post from an absolutely belting strike from range. Must have been 25 yards. Curled with his left foot inside, and it hit the post. And I mean, everyone in the stadium thought it was in. That's not been he's not been the only player that's had chances. Michael Duffy's forced Shamrock Rovers keeper into a couple of good saves. McMullen's had a chance to keep her save. So Derry have had a lot of chances. I think towards maybe after the first 15 minutes, Shamrock Rovers have had a lot of possession. There was one real chance for them. Mark Connolly, some brilliant defending when it looked like a goal was gaping for Shamrock Rovers. Or not, Derry have been pretty comfortable at the back despite the Rovers' possession, and Derry have looked a real threat in the counter-attack. So at the minute you would say Derry City looked the more likely. So let's hope Derry City in the second half can get the 3 points. And Shelburne are currently losing as well at half time to Galway, so they could be really up towards really closing that gap to the top of the table. So big second half. Come on, Derry City. So Derry City fell to a 3-1 defeat tonight at home to Shamrock Rovers. A really disappointing night for Derry that was marred by ugly scenes at the end of the game, which I'll speak about in after my match report here. But Derry started pretty well, had a lot of chances right up until the Shamrock Rovers goal, and that really started a 12 minutes unravelling of Derry, where they were looking more likely to score and ended up conceding 3 goals. Defensive lapses, and also that real bad mistake from Daniel Kelly as well gifted Shamrock Rovers the 3rd goal, and that was a killer. Derry did get a consolation at the end. Patrick Hubin returning from injury back on the score sheet again, so that was one positive. And there was a lot of positives in how Derry City played. It wasn't a 3-1 game. Derry could have easily came away with something if they were a bit better at the back tonight. So not all doom and gloom. I think a lot of the fans that I spoke to were pretty happy up until 3 goals changed everything, and obviously we're in a results business, so that's what people remember. But I think for large spells of the game, the Derry City fans were quite content and happy with how the team was playing and creating opportunities against the best team in the league and the champions for the last 4 years. So what do we learn from tonight? We're probably still behind Shamrock Rovers, and it's going to be tough to see anyone beating Rovers this season. Shelburne were out in front, but losing 2 games in a row now, and Derry still find themselves 5 points behind the top despite only taking 1 point from their last 2 games. But they've been dropped to 4th now in the table. Shamrock Rovers up to 3rd by that, and they still have played a game less. Bows up to 2nd and 2 points behind Shelburne, and Derry now take on St Pat's on Monday night at home, and Pat's just a point behind them in the table. So Derry, if they don't get a positive result on Monday, could find themselves even further behind. So that's a crucial game. And Derry really need to find some consistency, because yes, there's been some good ones this year, but there's been a lot of draws and a couple of defeats, 3 defeats now. So haven't really been able to find consistency in these 10 games so far this season, or 11 games now. So it's been a stop-start season. There's been a lot of injuries, and now we're getting some players back. Derry, we need to kick on and start closing that gap to the top of the table, because it is up for grabs. Despite Rovers being favourites and being strong, they haven't been as consistent as they have been in other seasons, although they do look like they're starting to get going. So difficult for Derry now if they don't start finding consistency how they are going to challenge this year. I suppose we'll finish off talking about the scenes at the end where, football is a game. We have banter, we have slag. There's a little bit of slag, but a give and take, but we don't cross the line of violence. And I was only about 20 yards from the scenes at the end, and you see young Shamrock Rovers fans, boys and girls, running for cover because there's lit flares being thrown in their direction, glass bottles. And not just Shamrock Rovers fans, Derry City fans as well, young fans. You could see parents were very concerned about the situation. And the hooligans that were involved, whether they were Derry City fans that were at the game or whether they were Derry locals outside, they've embarrassed themselves, they've embarrassed the club. And Derry will pay the consequences of it in fines, but I suppose the only positive is no one was seriously injured inside the stadium. They were lucky that way, but trouble then started outside the stadium, and there's police Land Rovers, helicopter was out, and I seen one individual on top of a police Land Rover, which was crazy. So ugly scenes that marred a disappointing night, but back to the football, back to Brandywell on Monday night. Let's hope Derry can get a positive result against St Pat's. I'll be on commentary, so join us on Drive 105 at 7:10, 105.3 FM, digital and online, and make sure to check out all our matchday content from tonight's game. As always, come on, Derry City.